Okay, we're going to start this one off with a plea for help. I got the new machine up and running, and I'm seeing a very sporadic little problem. And let me try to describe it. Here's the latest little test piece. It's actually something we're going to use, but it's the tolerances are pretty loose. So we're still cutting things that the tolerances are fairly loose because of this little issue. Okay, so hard to see probably, but right there is a little step. It's 1.5 thousandths. And basically what's happening is I do a lead in. I'm doing a finish pass. It's just a spring pass. I'm cutting almost no material at all, maybe 10 thou. And I do a lead in round the corner, and you know, the next programmed line of code is just go to X, whatever this number is over here. Well, about halfway down, the machine decides to pop over 1.5 thou. So my thought is it's an issue with the glass scales, and maybe it's an error, a following error compensation number that is maybe set wrong. It allows the actual position to deviate too far, and then it does a correction. That's all I can think. So I've asked a couple of friends who have these machines if they've heard of this or seen it, and I'm also working with a great guy. His name is Mike Eckert. He's in Imlay City, Michigan, and I'm from Michigan as well. But rarely do I get a chance to go over on the other side of Flint. I'm usually in the Kalamazoo area visiting the parents, or over in Grand Rapids with my wife's family and the kids. So I'd like to get over there and see Mike and thank him in person. He's given me an awful lot of information and probably given me hours of his time. And I've made sure to try and send him a big gift basket from Hawaii, because he's never asked for a dime in compensation, and I've asked him to send me a invoice. But anyway, I really appreciate Mike's help, and we'll see what he comes up with. I don't know. Can't quite trust it to cut anything high tolerance yet. You know, and oddly enough, you know, this step is right here, halfway down an 8-inch, or this is 9-inch piece. Oddly enough, if I run the program again, it'll clean it up. So it moved away from what we were programmed in. So it was either too tight. I'm not sure. I haven't even measured this thing. I just pulled it off and saw it, but it was either too tight and moved away toward the actual number it was driving to, or it just moved away on its own. So I just don't know. Anyway, if anybody has any idea or can share this video with any of their machine repair friends, it would be greatly appreciated. So anyways, on to the real subject of the video. So we got the vise pulled off, and you can see it stained it a little bit of debris. It's mostly just caked up oil and just a tiny bit of dirt in there. So we'll go ahead and stone that off, but first we gotta run a little coolant, wash this out. So we'll run an M8, and that's up here. I've got a coolant hose. Now we'll go ahead and grab a stone. stowing off this stuff on the table. Okay, we've got the machined reference surfaced. We've got the table all cleaned up. Looks pretty good for this old rusty machine anyway. So in on the little Bridgeport, I have a little Kurt. I also have a big Kurt, 6-inch. I believe it'll open up 6-inch clear, and it's a 6-inch wide, standard 6-inch vise. The old Kurtz. This guy's badly in need of some rust repair and a rebuild. And about 5 years ago, I did a rebuild on this Kurt vise. So we're going to move this guy inside to the Bridgeport, have it available there, and we've got a new vise. So we got a little package from Eric's son, California. It's kind of heavy, about 74 pounds is what it says. Oh, peanuts. Okay, box in a box. Yes, we're getting an orange vise. Now the crazy thing is, when we look over here, you know, my purchase requisition that I filled out, I asked for a deluxe 6-inch single station vise. Somewhere I must have transposed this number wrong. They're $1,900, and when the final pricing came back, I was like, what in the world? Now, it turns out, when we got the quote, Chris Weaver is the guy over there who handled our stuff. He gave me a quote for a 20-inch dual station vise. Now, we got a nice discount. When I called and asked about pricing, we got a really nice discount, but I paid a massive amount of shipping on this deal, $450 in shipping. So basically we got the shipping knocked off. And what I did was I ended up with a 20-inch dual station vise when I just really don't need that. But I believe, if I'm correct, the dual station vise is essentially a single station vise with just some added parts, like they go both ways. I could be wrong, but we're going to learn. And we're going to unbox this thing and check it out, because I'm not sending it back. It's 100 pounds of ice, and it costs $450 to get it here. So we may end up with a dual station vise. Let's see how this thing works. I just know that Orange is a great company in California, and they do nice work. I've seen nothing but positive reviews of their products. So let's see what's in this box. I see September 27th of 2022 is when this was made, or at least packaged. 6 by 20 and 74 pounds is what it says. Again, this is taped and stapled. Really nice packaging. Holy mackerel. It's really unbelievable. There we go. Probably shaking the camera like crazy. All right. And what we see is some really nice foam. That's some excellent packaging. That's rather ingenious. So there's that. And this again, so outer box and then this inner box, and now the actual vise itself, the vise body, is in another box yet. So very little chance that this is going to get damaged. So here's the weight right here. All right. Okay. No staples in this one. Comes wrapped in a rust preventative paper. Wow, really nice, really nice. Boy, looks good, pretty. Very nice. Oh, that's a lot of weight. Super cool decal here. It's got a carbon fiber look to it. Really nice grinding. "100% made in the USA." That's what's important here. Okay, here's the other box right here. Another 35 pounds of stuff. Box in a box. Oh, more peanuts. More peanuts. Okay, whole bag of I don't know, little bolts, pins, and stuff, and looks like some clamps for holding this thing down. And then we got a whole bunch of little boxes in here. I assume this is the rest of the important stuff. Okay, I've got everything sitting out. Nothing's bolted down. All the hardware is still in the packages. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It's a nice piece. The crazy dual station thing is right here. I believe, you know, if I ever wanted to use that, it would go kind of in this area here. And then both of these would move to tighten down against this, which would be fixed. But as it is, I believe this guy gets fixed for single station, and then this guy floats in and out and clamps to the fixed backstop. Interestingly, it came, these are aluminum. It did not come with a set of hardened vise jaws. I guess that's something I'll have to order, maybe as an option. Kind of strange, but okay. We'll deal with that when we get there. I guess the next thing will be to figure out what all this hardware does. maybe there's some actual instructions somewhere that can help me figure this out, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm into the to the hardware. It looks like it says on the instructions here, if you're going to do a dual station operation, you need to use a spring plunger on both sliding jaw blocks. Tighten and then back off an 1/8 turn. So they sent a spring plunger and a fixed plunger, or a set screw. And on the back side, for single station operation, use a flat point set screw on the fixed block. And on the sliding block, use the spring plunger. Tighten and back off. Always install these on the outside positions of either block. So it looks like the outside position. So it can go in, can go in either end of this block. So you can position this block in either direction. Maybe this is, I don't know what this is for, mighty bite clamps or something. This is a threaded hole, and then these are the grooves to fit their soft jaws or whatever optional jaws you have. So yeah, I guess that's the way we go. Okay, so I've got the set screws. Got the fixed one back here. Got a snap-on torque wrench. Says 10 foot-pounds. That's not very much. So let's see. Got this wrench set for 10. It's just going to flex. It's not really going to click. The head's just going to flex. Right there. And then this one, they say I've chosen the forward position on that little slide, thinking I just don't need the space, but I can move it back, and it looks like it gives me another 4 inches or so. So this thing will, grab a huge plate. Pretty cool from what I'm used to, about an 8-inch limit. So this one's got the spring plunger, so we just follow the instructions. It says to tighten, to an unspecified, just tighten, and then loosen an 1/8 of a turn. So that would be a 1/4, so that's an 1/8, half of it. So there we go. And I've got something set up here to see how this thing works. I'll put this on, and sure enough, pretty cool. Looks good. All right. Now this wrench fits here, so I've loosened these two. This has a pin that gets pinned in back here. They appear to be directional. Just slide this in until it hits the pin hole like that, and tighten these guys down. Probably doesn't need much. It's a wedge. Same thing over here. Loosen this up. This is really nice stuff. Slide this in. Boy, it's a lot easier to change jaws than on a Kurt, I'll tell you what. So that's it. That's all you got to do to get the jaws in. It's just 4 bolts right on top, and they're in. As long as that thing's clean, when you put them in, they should go in a very repeatable manner. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put this thing in the machine, and we'll do a little probing on this thing and see how flat it is and how repeatable it is. And what it looks like in there. So yeah, that's it. We got an orange Vise, stepping up in the world.